So in this video, you will be getting to watch us tumble Aventurine. And this is going to be a 4+ week process, but we will have this video all cropped together so you can kind of watch it at the 1 week increments when we go to clean out the tumbler. And it's all different colors of Aventurine. So to start this tumble off, I'm going to fill my tumbler about 2/3 of the way full. If you watched our other videos, we had done an unboxing video from when we had ordered a bunch of rocks from the gem shop, based out of Wisconsin. And these tumble stones were included in that. If you are new to tumbling or just curious about Aventurine, in tumbling we will be changing out the grits every week, going from a coarse grit down to a finer grit for the final polish. As you can see right now, they kind of look like gravel. But for the stage 1, we'll be using a 60 grit. Similar particle size if you're familiar at all with sandpaper. But this stuff is just very coarse. We'll be putting in 2 tablespoons per pound of rock. The tumbler that we have, it's supposed to be a 3-pound tumbler. Rather than sitting here weighing out all of our rocks, we'll just assume that it's 3 pounds. So I will put 6 tablespoons in. And then after that, we will make sure we have all of our rocks covered with water. That way they can tumble mostly freely in there. He is strong with me. And get our lid seated in there. Vacuum. We do have 3 different 2-barrel tumbling machines that we do run in our basement. So we have a total of 6 canisters going. Just so that I don't have surprises when we open them every week, I do label them. So this one is Aventurine Stage 1. We will see it again in 1 week. So here we are at the end of the stage 1 for the Aventurine. 1 whole week has gone by. Let's see how we did. So here's our Aventurine after the first week of tumbling. Usually the first week is where you're going to see the most amount of change in the stones, which last time you saw this, it was very much gravel looking. Now since we're able to get that top layer kind of smoothed out, we can start seeing all those colors popping through. Go back into the tumble container and we will put the grit in for the next week. So we are getting ready to put our stage 2 medium in with the Aventurine. All pretty colors. The stage 2, it's a 180/220 grit. I apologize if we sound like a broken record if you subscribe to our channel. So for this, we will be putting in 2 tablespoons per pound of rock, and we just assume we have 3 pounds. So we'll put in 6 tablespoons. And we will put enough water in there to cover to the top of the rocks. I've said this in another video. The main issue a lot of people have with their tumblers is the lid not seating correctly, and so it makes them leak. Which if you have a leaky tumble container, it's not going to do you a whole lot of good. We will see this in a week. You'll see it in about 20 seconds. So today we are going to take a look at our Aventurine after stage 2. It's been a little over a week for us. We just got back from the Denver Gem and Mineral Show, hence the cheesy t-shirts. Michael also has one. Okay, so here we go. And these still have 2 weeks left. Just have to do the stage 3 and stage 4 on these, but they are coming along pretty nicely. Get one of these dried off so you can kind of see what kind of luster they currently have, because they all look shiny when they're wet. So, not extraordinarily shiny at this point in time. But we will fix that. So, we are going to get our Aventurine started on the polish step, stage 3. Whenever we do a tumble, we keep the stage 1 and 2 in one, I'll call them barrels, and then we have other barrels for the stage 3 and 4, and that's mainly just to prevent cross-contamination between the different grits. So we will be transferring this. Nothing special about the other barrels aside from we just don't put rough in there. And then for the stage 3, we're going to be using a 500 grit, and it's 1 tablespoon per pound of rock. And again, we are going to assume that there are 3 pounds in there. And we will fill up to the top of the rocks with some water. And then we will see that in about a week. Alright, so we are done with our stage 3 on our Aventurine. We're getting ready to do a clean out on it. I have hair all over my wrist. I shed a lot. We're we're gonna go ahead and get this cleaned out, take a look at how these stones are doing, and then get it ready for stage 4, the final polish. Are we ready? It's always fun when the water first hits it. And we want to make sure we get all of the grit from stage 3 out of here. That way it doesn't interfere with our final polish, because we want these nice and shiny. Okay, let's take a look at these. So here we are with our Aventurine. This is just the mixed Aventurine, different variations of colors. After stage 3, now right now they are wet. I'll dry a couple pieces off. We got different colors. So let the cameraman sit there and kind of look at stuff close up while I am getting these suckers dried off. See how that water a lot of times makes it look like they're shinier than what they actually would be if they were dry, in comparison to the wet ones with similar colorations. We will get these going on stage 4, and hopefully they'll look like that when they're done. Alright, so we are going to start our Aventurine onto stage 4. We don't need that stage 3 anymore. Get rid of that sticker. For the stage 4, it is a 1200 fine grit aluminum oxide. We'll be using 1.5 tablespoons per pound of rock, and again, we are going to assume there are 3 pounds in there, even though there are not, which will be 4.5 tablespoons. Alright, then we will fill it up a little bit past the top of the rocks with some water. That way everything can kind of float in there freely. Okay. Cameraman's nice enough to pick that up for me. Sorry about any jostling the camera just did. Tumble canisters. Alright, and we'll see that in a week. Alright, so it has been a month now, and we are getting ready to see how our Aventurine turned out. This is at the end of the stage 4, which is the final polishing stage. Dry a couple pieces off so we can kind of see how it looks when it's dry. That's how they look dry. I think we'll go ahead and get these burnished here in just a bit, and we'll show you how to do that. So we are back down in the basement, getting ready to burnish this. To burnish, we just got some regular ivory soap. I can talk sometimes. And I had just ran a cheese grater over it. And we'll be putting about 2 tablespoons per pound of rock, so I'll just put 6 tablespoons in here, roughly. And we'll stick some water in there with it. And this will get the container nice and clean, which is great for the next time we go to use it. Gravity is strong with me today. When you're getting ivory soap for this step, if you choose to do the burnishing step, make sure it's the ivory soap that doesn't have any additional foo-foo scents in it or anything like that. Just the plain, cheap ivory soap is great. And you only need to run this in burnishing mode for about 2 hours. If it goes past that, that's alright. Main thing you're doing is getting any additional grit off and just kind of letting the stones do kind of a final polish on their own. We'll let it run for about 2 hours and then do our final clean out. So this will be the final showing of our Aventurine. It's been running for about 2 hours with that ivory soap burnishing mix. You can see when you first open it, it is foamy as heck. One more stuck in the bottom. Here we go. We'll let these sit out in the sun for a little bit and just to get them all nice and dried off, and then we'll take a still shot, and that'll be the last you see from this video. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed it, and please subscribe to our channel to see more.